Hello, everyone. How you guys doing this evening? Um, welcome in. Welcome in. I am sorry for my tardiness, but tonight we are going to talk about some ways that if you have lower credit scores, how you can get pre-approved and use some secret techniques to get larger credit lines, even if you have trouble credit. So as you guys come in, please let me know where you coming in from. Um, I'm going to break this down for you guys in, I have my notes here about 7 ways of these techniques that you're going to use. And what I want everybody, when you take it into these things into considerations, I want you to use some of these tips with some of them commandments. Like, please, if you guys are going to apply for credit, always follow, especially the number one that I'm starting with. This is going to save you a world of headache and trouble. So thank you guys from coming in. I see you in North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida. Rob G, thank you for always coming in. And Miss Melanie, thank you for joining me. She's part of the elite credit system from Mississippi, and I see Delaware and Louisiana. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. And if you guys are watching this later on, I will always try to highlight some of these things that I'm talking about here, these 7 steps that you do want to take, or these tips in order to get these larger lines of credit. So I will leave that link for you guys, and feel free to comment once you come in, even if the live is over. So one of number one of the tips, and it might sound redundant, but I cannot stress it enough. If you are a person that are looking for a credit card, a larger line of credit, if that's your just goal, I don't care if you have good credit, bad credit, you must know where your current credit scores are. So do not ever, I hear people say that all the time. Oh, I didn't know if I was surprised that I got the card. Do not do that, because what that is doing, this could, because hard inquiries, too many can get you denied for credit. So we do not want to just aimlessly apply for cards and get a ton of hard inquiries, or even one hard inquiry, because that will decrease your credit score. Okay, so just remember that we want to always know what your current credit scores are. The reason why that is important, I sit with people just about every day. Nobody have I seen have the exact credit score across the board. You might, I see really huge sometimes gaps in people credit score. So a person might, on TransUnion, I seen somebody with a 740 credit score on TransUnion. I even seen that like a 750 on Equifax, but their other credit scores was at a 650. I have seen large variations. And the reason why, you want to check each credit bureau, because you might have a negative item, but it's not showing up on one bureau. It might not be reporting. You can see this a lot with collections. Not all collections may be reporting on all your credit reports. So if you have a collection, it might be showing up on 2, but not on one bureau. So we want to always work with our strongest credit score if all is possible. So you want to examine your credit scores and see, take note, which is your strongest credit score, because that's what you always want to work with. Another thing I had just mentioned about minimizing your hard inquiries. Number two, we want to try to clean up as much as we can to improve our credit score. So just I don't care if you have good credit. Always look at your credit score. See if it's some things before you apply for credit that you can approve and improve on your credit score. One of them is removing hard inquiries. Those hard inquiries are sometimes the easiest, or majority is the easiest thing to get off your credit report. If you go to our website, we have a free hard inquiry removal package you can download. So if you have a ton of hard inquiries, you might even have a really high credit score, but you want to be careful because you only should have, on average, in 2 years, 24 months, 6 hard inquiries. So if you have more than that, try to clean it up. Okay, that's important. Some banks are really hard inquiry sensitive. So Chase can be very hard inquiry sensitive. It depends. Some banks do not, 7 might be getting to be too much for them because they have numbers tied to that. If you're going around shopping for credit, they may see that as you looking for credit because you are in a uh, financial straint. So you're not getting approved. So you want to minimize that and clean up those hard inquiries as all possible. Also, any other negative items, always don't be in a rush if you need a credit card, but sometimes take a step back. Treat going out to look for a credit card like dating. Okay. If, sometimes you might, let's say you're have like some trouble credit. Maybe that's your life. You like, hey, I'm in between jobs. This is not the primary job that I work in my field. I'm in between, but prior to this, I was in a different financial category. But if you still dating someone, even as a man, you're going to show up and at your best. As a female, you're going to show up as your best. Even if you are trying to lose some weight and you're in the process, you're just not going to put on just a dirty shirt and baggy clothes. You're still going to make yourself smell best as possible, put on your best fitting clothes that accentuate your positive parts of you, and show up to that date. Same thing with your credit report. Before you run out to apply for another credit card, see what you can, in your current state, what can I improve? If there's something you can dispute off, try to dispute it off. If you already identified this credit score is my highest credit score, please still, if you have negative items on those other credit reports, put create some dispute letters and try to get that stuff off. Always remember, with the credit bureaus, them reporting items, even if it's true, it does not mean that they can still report it if it's not 100% complete and 100% accurate. I look at items every day. You're going to see things that's not accurate on that account. You're going to find some, especially if you're looking at all three. Try to find that inaccurate information, that error, and dispute it, because it needs to be 100% complete and accurate. Whether you really owe the account or not, if it's not complete and accurate, then they cannot report it. So you want to challenge it. Now, with the elite credit system, the system itself with the AI software does that for you. Identify what it finds as negative or incomplete information and create that letter so you can use that. If you need my help, I will also leave the link if you need the one-on-one so we can find that and check that out. So together with what you have going on with your credit report. Thank you so much, Miss Murphy, for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. You always help to support this live. So I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. And everybody who always support, I really appreciate you. Miss Murphy is just, she's one that always do. So thank you. I appreciate you. Make sure at the same time, when you're looking at your credit reports, also another way that you can improve your credit score quickly, and we're going to make this number 3 on how you can increase your credit report kind of easily, is dealing with your utilization. Now, dealing with some of your utilization, that's something that you can do without having to dispute. So that can be a little hack or trick that you can manipulate your utilization in order to increase your credit score before you apply for credit. Remember too, if your cards are maxed out, you still want to pay your credit cards down because that can get you denied. But some of the ways that you can manipulate your utilization, if you have a credit card that's coming up on its cycle to be paid, try to aim to pay that next card down that is coming up to report, the ones as close as possible, because once they report that balance and it's frozen, usually after the due date of that credit card, the day that you have due, if your card is due on the 5th, then 4 days later, maybe around the 9th, that's when they're going to report that balance on your credit report. Once they report that balance, it stays frozen there for the next 30 days. So if you pay that card down and then you have that balance show lower, after a report to your credit report, if you max that card out, they don't see it. So make sure that you try to pay down your utilization and pay down your credit cards to improve your utilization, because your score goes up by paying down those credit cards. A way that you can do it for free to improve your utilization without putting a ton of money on your credit cards, your existing credit cards. See if you can actually get a credit line increase on those existing credit cards. Check with your bank institutions with the cards that you have. See if you can soft pull to get those credit line increases. So if you can do that, get a credit line increase on that credit card, or if you can get a couple of your credit cards, if you can get approved for that credit line increase, it's going to help you even when you apply for that credit card. Remember, as I told you guys, banks only trust other banks as far as the last bank trusts you. So when now they see that line is larger reporting on your credit report, then this new bank or this new card you're applying for is more, they're more motivated to also give you a larger line of credit. So generally, if you have a $5,000 credit line reporting on your credit report, the next bank will give you 5,000 or maybe a little higher, maybe a $7,000 credit card. So try to bump those cards up that you have and then let it report to your credit report before you apply. That's important. Let it show up, because even if you get that line approved of an increase, it does not automatically show up. It has to report, and usually it's after your payment due date, that report date that I just talked about. Generally, that's when you're going to see that show up with the new credit line increase showing on your credit report. So you may want to just wait until that new line show on your credit report, and you'll see your credit score higher as long as you don't have anything new and negative hitting your credit report. So always keep that in mind. Anything new within the last 90 days, it's going to keep your credit score down if you have new negative information. So that's a way where you don't have to actually pay towards your credit card, but you can also increase your credit score. Another one that you want to use, and we're at number 4, you can add an authorized user account. Now, that's another way that you can manipulate your utilization, because if you piggyback off of someone else's credit card and their utilization is low on that card, that's going to also help improve your overall utilization. So you'll see your score go up as long as your credit card is not maxed out. So not having a maxed out credit card is very important. So just that's a caveat with that. And also you want to make sure that they have all on time payments on that credit card. If they have a late payment, that's going to show up on your credit report. But if they have all positive on time payments, that's going to help your on time payment history. So that's going to even further improve your credit score without you doing anything, without you disputing. Just once that shows up on your credit report, you're going to see an increase in your credit score. And this is going to help you even with your age of credit, payment history, so you can get that approval. If you're struggling with your credit, that can actually help improve your credit score overall, especially if you have bad credit. If you can get someone to give you 2, that's even better. So it's going to improve your credit score without you doing any work of disputing. So you want to use that as a strategy. And number 5, and we're going to roll off of that from number 4 with the authorized users. Number 5, what you want to do is go and check, can you apply with credit cards with your current banking institutions? The reason why, you already have a relationship with that bank. So by you having a relationship with that bank, they already have a level of trust. Now, that's as long as you did not default with them currently. So you might have a bank account, but if you're currently behind on that credit card, or if you currently defaulted on something, that's a different case altogether. But if you've been having a good relationship with your bank, you have bank accounts, you should see as one of the first places for you to apply for credit if you're going for a credit card, because they know you. Now, with the authorized user tying in, the good thing about that's actually building a relationship with another bank too. So when you're looking to even apply for credit, if you're an authorized user on somebody else's card, even if you don't have a bank account with that bank, like Wells Fargo, say, you're just riding on with your spouse as an authorized user, you're in their system. So this is considered a type of banking relationship. So they will be more actual incentivized to give you a credit card, because it's already as you as a customer with them, even writing on as an authorized user. You're getting into their system, they have data on you. And so this actually makes them more comfortable with approving you for a credit card because you look like a customer with them. So those ways Most of the time, if you're already a customer, it's easier to get approved with the bank. So that's a way that you always want to look at your current banking relationships. Is there cards that can work for you already with the relationships that you have? Now, while looking at those current banking relationships, you always, and this is number 6, you want to also examine what type of credit card products they have. This is very important for your approvals. And this is just for credit cards all around. If you have trouble credit and you're with a bank, let's take Chase. You might have a bank account, you're with Chase. You don't want to go and apply for the Sapphire Reserve. That's their high tier credit card. So if you have trouble credit, you may want to stay away from that. You definitely want to go for the products that's fitting your current credit score. So with Capital One, they have the Venture credit card, which is a higher tier credit card, the Venture X card. Those, if you have a lower credit score and you're a customer with Capital One, you wouldn't want to go applying for that product. You would want to stay with the Quicksilver. So you always want to find out. Each bank have a credit card, but there's a particular product that they have for certain tiers of credit. If you don't fit in that product, you do not want to apply for that credit card. So just do some research. Another thing, some of you guys, if you have higher credit card utilization, considering the product you're going for can help your approval with that bank. So if you know, okay, I already got higher utilization on my credit card, you might get approved better with the balance transfer credit card with that bank, because that bank already realized they created that product for the situation you have going on. So they're looking for customers that needs or want to balance transfer to a lower APR. So that might be a card because you are carrying higher credit card or a little higher balances. They would look and consider you because, of course, you have debt, and that's what they made that product for. Um, you might want to stay away if you are a person, and a lot of people don't realize this with credit cards. They'll tell me, well, which one should I choose? You need to do your research on that, because you don't want to get a credit card that doesn't give you some kind of reward for your own personal life. So if you're not a traveler, or you don't travel, you don't want to get a travel credit card if you're not going to use that card, because the purpose of these credit cards is to use the rewards to help benefit your life. So you want to use or apply for cards that match your lifestyle. So if you're not traveling right now, maybe you want to look at the card that give you cash back on every purchase, or for groceries if you're not a traveler, or on gas. Gas is high right now. That might better suit your life. If you are a person that travels, then maybe the travel credit card is more beneficial to you. You can get points for flights, especially if you have to fly. Some people have that in a part of their life. If they have relatives, if they have, some men have children that they have to, part of the custody arrangement, they might have to get their kids during the summer. So maybe that travel credit card, that might be better for you in your lifestyle, what you have going on with your life, because you can get extra flights with that, or flight credits. So you want to look at that product, that credit card, and just don't get credit cards that you cannot benefit from, because you could be just paying for annual fees, inch high interest on something you're not getting a benefit for. So find out which card that your current institutions, or if you're going to apply for a card that's going to actually benefit you, because that can help save you money according to what you got going on in your lifestyle. So you want to consider that. And that can help you get approved, especially if you're carrying high balances, for balance transfer credit cards. And number 7 is using and utilizing pre-approved tools. So a lot of times, a cardinal rule for me, you always want to try to go with soft. Certain banks have tools where you can pre-qualify to see. So you can use that as a tool to, as your credit score increase, by getting into their system. So you have Citibank, they have a soft pull pre-qualification tool. You also have, I know Wells Fargo have a pre-qualification tool. Chase, they have a pre-qualification tool. American Express have a pre-qualification tool, and you can approve with confidence with them. They'll tell you whether you approve or deny without a hard inquiry. Now, by getting and using these pre-qualification tools, Capital One, Discover have it. There's many banks with that. Even if you don't take the card, you're in their system. You'll find that even with Synchrony, going to pre-qualify for a card. You don't have to take the card. Just using the tool, what you will find out, even if you're not approved, when your credit score improves, they'll start sending you offers. So that is a good way to get into these systems. So you might not really be looking for a card, but you can use that for a hack, by going just to pre-qualify, not take seeing what they offer you. If they don't offer you anything, don't feel bad, because as your score improve, they actually buy that information from the credit bureaus, and then they will start, since you're already in their system, they will soft pull your credit profile, and they may say, hey, now this person is in the customer base that we're looking for. And so if you're already looking to improve your credit score, now they'll start sending you offers for pre-approval. And you'll see that at the bottom. You'll know that's working for you. It'll say opt out pre-screen. You can even go to opt out pre-screen website to opt in, and actually to get those solicitations for pre-approvals. That give you more of, when you start to get those pre-approvals, at 80% chance of being approved for that card, because they're actually pulling your credit profile through and saying, hey, this is the type of customer we're looking for this product. So they're coming after you. So using that is a great way to start to get offers without you getting denials. Also, you always want to try to find those offers or credit cards that's pulling from your strongest credit score. So if you know right now Equifax is my highest credit score, you want to also go to the banking institutions that actually have a soft pull pre-approval that pulls strictly from Equifax. So one of those would be Truist. Truist is a bank that exclusively pull from Equifax. Truist actually also have a pre-approval tool. So most of these banks, a lot of these big banks do have those pre-approval tools, and you want to look at your credit score, your highest score, and also locate the banks that pull from that bureau and go there and see if you soft pull pre-approve. If they pre-approve you, then that give you more of a green light to approve, apply for those cards. If they don't pre-approve you, then you know not to apply. So we always, when we're looking to get lines of credit, if you have trouble credit, I don't care if you have good credit, you want to make sure that this is guaranteed for you for this approval. You do not want to get denied because it decreases your credit score 3 to 5 points. So, just like in basketball, some of the best players out there in the world, like even Kevin Durant, he has certain shot positions that you're going to pick your shot. Every player don't take every shot. Shaquille O'Neal, great player, was horrible at the three-point line. I mean, at the free throw line. They had a technique called hack a Shaq that they would just hack Shaquille O'Neal because he was terrible. Awesome player, but that was not his shot. So you want to make sure that you're putting yourself to take the best shot anytime you are applying for a credit card. You do not just want to take the Stephen Curry 3 point line. 3 point behind that, actually behind half court shot, when that ain't your shot. When you might be a center and you need to be under that rim. That's your shot. You got a big body. You want to take the easy layup. That might be your shot. Don't take shots that you shouldn't be taking. So if you have a lower credit score and you may be at 600, Chase ain't your shot. Okay, not right now. Don't mean it would never be your shot. You might have to improve on your credit score to improve your shot percentage of getting approved over there. So that's the same thing for you. You want to make the easy layups as basketball. You want the easy buckets. You do not want to overstretch stuff and say, whew, I'm surprised I made that. You don't want to get in the habit of that. You can also use your relationships of, if you guys have credit unions, always explore that credit union. See what options they have. Do your research on their product. If you want to sit down with me, I can find out. Or if you're in elite credit system, if you're looking for credit cards, you're already part, email me and I will create you your list. If you want to sit down and we go over your credit to create you a list. So a lot of times people are getting approved because we're picking their shot. I'm not going to give you that half court shot. We're going to give you a shot that we know you can make. So there even are some cards that, like I said, American Express is one of them. There's cards that'll let you know before you get that hard inquiry whether you're approved or not. So you want to go with those shots. That's going to be a guarantee for you. So always remember that rule of thumb: good credit, bad credit. That's the secret for you to get those larger lines of credit, even with a bad credit score. Okay, so I'm going to see if we have any questions right now. Give me 1 second. Diamond is out for her birthday, so she's not in the hymn tonight. She's usually the one that actually highlight and handle the questions. I'm gonna go here. Let's read your questions here. Let me go up. God, I hate this. Okay, here. If you guys have any questions, let me see. She usually highlight as I'm talking. And if so, you guys can just drop it in. Um, Somebody said hard inquiries stay on for about 2 years, and that is correct. Hard inquiries is going to stay on your credit report for at least 24 months. Um, Someone also asks, you get one free credit report per year. Yes, you do get through annual my free annual credit reports. You do, but one thing I know a lot of people like to use that, but remember with that they do not give you your score with those reports. So once you get that score is part of the credit bureau's product that they sell. So when you get that, it'll just give you that information. And if you working on your credit report, you need to monitor your credit, because if you get that annual credit report, they only give you one per year. So if you're disputing items off your credit report, then that's going to be stale. If your score improved, and how would you know it improved? And they do not give you your score along with that. That's a actual product that they sell. So just keep that in mind. It's good to get it every year, just to see the information. But in order to maintain your credit score, or if you're going for approvals, you definitely need your credit scores in real time to know where you at. And someone said, can you please send me your link to get those hard inquiries? Yes, I'm going to drop it. Once the live end, I will pin it at the top. Diamond is not here with me. She's out for her birthday. So um, I will actually do that after the live. So thank you, you guys, for that. And I'm looking for your questions. Someone said I have two credit cards, but only use one, and that's really not a problem. A lot of people too, you just find it much easier to manage one credit card. So that's generally a good rule of thumb. Just make sure if you have two cards, just whatever you buying, just make sure whatever rewards they offer, that the card that you're using at that time, that is benefiting your lifestyle, and you're getting the most out of that card. But unfortunately, keep in mind, you guys, in order to have what's considered a strong credit profile, the banks want to see on your credit report that you least manage about 6 revolving credit cards, all right, to have a strong credit profile. And just think about it like this: the credit score is not for your benefit, it's for banks to make money off of you. And banks actually rate credit cards really high because they do not close, and it always give that opportunity for you to get in debt and then to make money off of you. So banks only make money primarily off of interest. So that's why they like credit cards, even over installment loans, because it stays open and it gets you a chance to get in debt and pay them more money. So they would like to see that for a strong credit profile. And somebody said, indeed, credit cards report to the credit bureaus. Oh, Diamond's here.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to drop the links for you all. So if you guys have any questions, please do ask them and we'll get to them in just a moment.
Everybody say pre-happy birthday to Diamond. Her birthday is on the 20th. I thought you wasn't going to be here, but we see you like
I'm here. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for joining me. It's cute though.
Thank you. Thank you. So I don't know if you read this one that said, yes, I found out the hard way just this week. I have a credit rewards card and was wondering why I never got any rewards when I use them all the time. It kept showing 0 rewards.
Oh, okay. And it might have been Queen, the way and where the rewards, how it rewards you. And that is not unusual, because sometimes we grow to learn that. to really with these credit cards. And a lot of people, when they're starting their credit journey, we're just happy to get approved for credit cards and not going into the details of the rewards. So the credit cards is supposed to help your lifestyle. So you want to look at the rewards, you guys, before you apply for the credit card. And many people, even with me growing in my credit journey, to really have the understanding on how those rewards and points benefit you, because it's actually those rewards have a lot of value, depending, especially those flights or hotels. There's a lot of benefits with that. So you want to make sure whatever you're paying with those annual fees, is it worth the rewards and are you going to use it? So thank you for that comment.
Queen Real 7 also said, I sent for my credit report from all three bureaus, but only received Equifax, and it has been a month, but I still have not received the others as well.
Okay, so you must have did that. My free annual credit reports. If you sent to ask for that, you can go to that website and see if you can access those credit reports. But like I said, the only thing, those reports, it's good to get it for free, but it doesn't come with a score. So the score is a product that they sell. I'll be honest, even using Credit Karma is not a bad way to keep an eye on your credit reports. It's free. And if anything negative pop up, you can see it and you can have at least a general idea where your credit score is on a Vantage score. So if you want to save money, keep up with your credit reports. It'll just show you TransUnion and Equifax, but it is a good free tool to use.
And then someone asks, Charm Dones asks, I use my FICO. Is that a good tool?
My FICO is a good tool for, if you're saying for to check your credit scores, yes, you can use that. But if you want a good indication for pre-approvals, I will tell you as a tool overall, Experian is pretty much good, is excellent with their pre-approvals. So Credit Karma, no, they got sued for that. But I will say Experian, if you're seeing an offer there, that's a pretty good qualification. But the only thing, if you see a pre-approval on Experian, do not apply for it there. Go to that company website, because if you dispute that later on, if you don't get approved, it's kind of hard to deny when you did it in your login information and your code. So I tell people, if you see it there, approval, then go to that website and then pre-qualify for it as a tool. But my FICO works also if you're checking on your credit reports. I don't know if my FICO give you credit card offers, but it is a good tool to check on the accuracy of your credit reports.
I called a creditor to pay a payment only to find out that they sold my bill to some collection company and they told me to go ahead and contact them.
I wouldn't pay them then at that point. If it's on your credit report, dispute it, because paying a third party, they have to show legal right to collect on that debt. So it's easier. Hard inquiries and also collections are on the easier side to remove from your credit reports if you know how to attack them right. So I would not pay them directly, because if you pay them, now you're agreeing to do business with that third party.
We also do have a guide for anyone that wants to just specifically focus on collections that will give you the letters and tell you what to do when it comes to going ahead, disputing, excuse me, those collections. And I'm going to leave the link for you all in the comment section. In the meantime, we're going to go on to the next question that said, um, David Nick said, "You and your daughter are the best. What about pledge loans? Are they good with PinFed? I'm thinking of saving $1,200 and doing one for 4 years. What do you think?"
Oh, thank you so much, Dave. We really appreciate it. Um, with me, I'm not a big advocate of pledge loans, even with Navy Federal. If you've seen some of my video, unlike other people that advocate for it, I'm not a big advocate of adding on debt to build your credit. I just feel you get more bang for your buck by credit cards if you're under a 700 credit score. To do that, if you're trying to build a relationship with the bank, opening up savings accounts, checking accounts, just other using their other products is building relationship and putting money in that account. Trust me, putting money in that account is one of the best ways to build that relationship. Direct deposit, if you really want to build that relationship with that bank. PenFed, I will say they do want you to bank with them, but they're easier to get those car loans with. Car loans, pre-approvals over credit card products. So that, I'm glad that you brought that up, David, because one thing y'all gotta remember too, not all banks really are good at everything. So that's why it's good to know what is certain banks thing. So everybody say Navy Fed. Navy Fed is a best. It's good for large credit card lines, other things, but for business credit, Navy Fed isn't a great place if you need business credit cards. So American Express is a good place for that. That's what they specialize in, is business credit. That's why they're supposed to be a higher tier. There's other companies. I like Chase. Chase is good with business credit, to me. But there's other banks that does well with business credit. So just know, not all banks are good at every bag. Now, one thing, and a lot of people don't like them, and I ain't say I'm crazy about them. Bank of America, they're hard. They will cut your credit cards in a heartbeat. They are terrible when it comes to that, and they're not that great with giving out larger credit lines. They are all right, but their car loans, they're real good in that. You can get like 4 car loans with one hard inquiry, well, 3 car loans with one hard inquiry off of them, or one product. So Bank of America, even with a credit card, you go and get one credit card, you can get three, up to like 3 credit cards all together in 30 days off of that one hard inquiry. So every bank have different advantages. So that's part of the learning. What advantage does this bank offer? Then you supposed to also understand what banks do not deal with that industry at all. Like, they ain't gonna touch it. So if you are a person that, hey, I'm in real estate and I'm a general contractor and I want to get a business loan, don't you go to Bank of America. They ain't gonna touch you. That's just not there. They actually, they told me I ain't never, they ain't gonna touch it. Anything that even sound like you dealing with real estate, they ain't gonna deal with it. So certain companies, I mean, certain banks do not touch certain industries. So you want to understand what you going for in life, even on the personal side, and you want to find a banking institution that's going to benefit you in that way and build that relationship.
And then we had a comment that from James Harris that says, "I have like 3 collections on my report that is coming off in August, and my score right now is around 670. Will it go up? Everything else is good."
Yes, it will go up. Just do not pay it. Do not pay it, because if you pay it, settle it, some people do that, it's going to start the clock all over again. So if y'all don't know, a lot of y'all even later on, like, hey, I had a charge off and I just went on and paid it. It was 2 years sitting on my credit report. It goes off of the date of last payment. So you were already 2 years in. And so now it's starting the clock all over again to 7 years for that paid charge off to stay on it. So just be careful of that. Yes, if you leave it there, but if I was you, James, I would dispute it. If it's older, a lot of times it's easier to get off if it's about to fall off. And make sure they don't re-age it too. That's another thing. With those accounts about to come off, they're real good for re-aging that debt. And that's a violation. It's like the date that it was open, they'll keep updating that date forward so they can keep it on longer to have an opportunity for you to pay them to get it off.
And then we had a comment that said, I feel stupid. My parents never taught money to us. Theoretically, I can do it on paper. However, two bad marriages. I don't know where or how to start to fix it. Do you have any suggestions on where someone would, what would be the first step in this scenario?
And we're saying, like, to fix your credit, you would want to look at your credit report and see what's on there and see what's causing your scores to be lower. It's just, so it's simple, right? Imagine credit is just like high school, your report card, right? And science, it holds a lot of weight for your GPA. English, math is going to hold a lot of weight, those subjects. But you have gym and maybe an elective that doesn't hold a lot of weight, but it can increase your GPA if you're doing well. So it's the same thing with your credit. Payment history is 35%. Age of debt to available credit, which is utilization. Payment history, 35%. Utilization, debt to available credit is 30%. That's 65% of your credit score. So you want to start there. So that's like English and math. If you're failing in these two categories, it's going to really bring down your GPA. So you want to always start there. Age your credit 15%. So that would be the next. That's really important when you get over that 700 credit score. That's going to really mess with your score. But the other two is mixed credit 10% and hard inquiries 10%. So those are like your electives. So math, if you're showing up every day and putting on that changing for, let's say, change it for physical ed, hey, it can help boost up your score, but it won't kill it if you got a 70 or maybe a 65 if you're doing well in all your other subjects. But it still will be a problem if you fail a gym. It can really hurt your score. So that's where that hard inquiries come in. So you always just look at it like that, like high school. Your credit report is your financial report card. So you want to look at your report card as it is, and how can I improve those factors in that area.
I believe if anyone else has any comments or questions about credit tonight, please do drop them in the chat. And I'm not sure if we got a chance to highlight Miss Murphy's donation. Thank you so much, Miss Murphy.
Miss Murphy, we appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Well, I will be dropping the links and the things that I covered here in this video for anybody that comes in later. So we appreciate you guys coming in. Please give us your feedback if you have questions, even after the live end. So we thank you. Happy birthday to you, Diamond, coming up on the 20th. So happy birthday. Thank God that he gave you another prosperous year. And thank you for making the sacrifice to show up.
Yes, thank you. We had one more question if you wanted to tackle that one really quickly. So, a pledge loan is a no for me. I got 21 credit cards. I always pay them on time. I just wanted a 4-year installation or installment.
Installment loan, it
Mhm.
can help if you want the installment loan, but where is your credit score as it stands? So one thing I always tell you guys about credit, if you get to about that 740 credit score, it's you're getting the same rates just about as somebody as an 850. So the whole agenda with this credit where we're talking about, especially with what's going on, like with the video, now we have a new Fed chair and he's going to drop these interest rates. That's already being discussed. If you're a saver, then you're a loser. If they begin to start to drop these interest rates, it's expanding the money supply, and you're going to see inflation go up again. So if you think things are expensive now, in about 18 months, things are going to be more expensive. So the objective with credit, you your kids, and you can't they can't inherit an 850 credit score. So always running behind a credit score, that's not your agenda. Is to put that score to use to benefit you in your life. You just don't want to as a peeing contest, like, oh well, I got this, but what is it, what's being done with it? Are you leveraging that credit to make you money, to save you money? But right now, you want to get it to make you money, because at this point, um, once they drop these interest rates, you're going to see, even with the housing market, interest rates come down. People run in to try to buy a home because now they can afford it because the interest rates is lower, and you're going to see the prices go up. So, is it right now? What can you leverage your credit to put you in a better position in life? That's the question. It's just not to just, I do understand people, if you need to, rent an apartment, or those things that you need to do now, but how can you leverage this? How can you leverage that debt to make you money? The last thing you want to do is continue to get into debt that you got to work and pay for. The real overall strategy that I would pray that everybody get is, how can you leverage that credit to make you money? Like, what way? So for me, uh years ago, it was a rental property. Okay, and now it went up in value. I got to live there, rent up in value, and now it generates me income. So I don't have to physically work as hard, and get income, and it appreciate in wealth, so, or in value. So if I do even need to put a home equity line of credit, I can pull out the value and maybe purchase another real estate property, or utilize that line. But all of us have a date where we're going to have to retire. We can't work forever. But unfortunately, and me and you, Diamond, I don't know if people want to talk about that, what I told you today. The fastest growing homeless sect right now is 50 and up, or about 55 and up is the big, and 60 plus. That is the largest growing category of homelessness, because unfortunately, with the markets on how it been, if people haven't got in now and they're going into retirement, cost of living is still going up, rents are going up, but their income is not. Now they're going into retirement, getting social security, or if you are fortunate enough to have a pension, now you're on a fixed income, but inflation is causing everything to go up. And so now they can't maintain their rent. So this is now the largest sector, or growing sector, of homelessness. So you want to really think about that home ownership. If you already own a home, then you know is not for you. But if the values go up, at least you can sell that home and then downsize to buy a smaller place and live off of that. So, unfortunately, if they drop these interest rates, it's going to be harder for people to enter in home ownership. It's just about impossible for a majority of people now. 70, it's saying about 70% of Americans right now cannot afford a home. The average price of a home across the nation is 436,000. So it's I'm like this. I ain't got the answers to every. I ain't got the answers to everything, but thinking with your own situation. For me, tried to buy land, and that's a way where it's cheaper to get in on to build on, but it's like you want to figure out how to stabilize your housing to keep, because that's your biggest chunk. So how can you leverage your credit to really put you in a better position down the line where you're in retirement age and you won't have to work?
Mm.
Yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think that's what y'all want to do with your credit. It's not just always on a will. Oh, my credit is it. Try to put it to work for you. If you at 720, put that thing to work for you. That's what I'm saying in a positive way. What I'm talking about, getting credit cards and stuff, that's a lot of times to maintain your credit, because smaller credit cards with people 300, that's what kind of 300 credit limit tank their credit score. You can't do much with that. Getting those larger lines of credit just help you maintain your credit score if you manage those credit lines properly. But where can you invest? Use your credit to invest. That's the key, y'all, to invest. Because I'm telling you right now, this inflation, you can't outwork it, you can't outsave it. And if you save it, so if you have 100,000 saved and they drop these interest rates again, your purchasing power just dropped down to 50,000. Everything is going up except for your paycheck, except for your pension. They give you maybe a small cola, cost of living, but it's not uh, keeping keeping suit to inflation. So the real challenge for everybody, clean up this credit. How can you leverage to make you money or to invest to put you in a better position? That's what everybody need to assess their situation, and that needs to be your question. I'll be honest, that should be your goal. How can I do that? Because we all see it. Things ain't getting better. Gas is we all are feeling it. It's getting worse. And you only got 24 hours in a day. If you already got a job for 8 hours, how much time can you really work? So that's what I hope everybody with what I'm teaching, take that. What can you do to invest? How can you leverage your credit to make you money? Any
Well,
more?
if you guys want to, I think that's a good to get a poll from the chat. If you guys want us in the next live to talk about some of those strategies, because I see people saying, well, how can we, like, what do we invest in? That could be something that we could break down, and we can have a list of different things on how to leverage those credit cards and how to invest. So put a 1 in the chat if that's a subject that you guys are actually interested in hearing from us next weekend. While
And
you guys,
you're going to help with that, because that's part of it. Because I have a point of view, because we want to find you things for your risk tolerance too, right? Too. So if you guys can give me some feedback with currently, what do you do for, in your current life? Because we want to give you investments, because investments too is for your risk tolerance. In my book, like, everybody, you know how the doctor, you go on the doctor and they had a smiley faces. Where's
uh-huh.
where's your pain? How
No,
do
that's
you
true.
feel? Everybody don't have the same pain tolerance. Will I tell people right now,
Buy
being
a house.
being a landlord is
Yeah.
not only did I have a high pain tolerance, I did have born in a family that's what they do. So I did have, and the people, I mean, around us, family,
Mm-hmm.
they had that. So I have resources of a group of people that can help me to, like, more or less, hey, my pipes just burst. I
Yep.
might call somebody like, hey, I got a dude for you. He can take care of that. So is that in your risk? I mean, pain tolerance, but it's not saying you can't. Real estate is always a good investment, but it's just like everything else, is to know your numbers, know your
Mm-hmm.
region, know your market, know if you want to buy in whole. You don't have to buy in
Yep.
whole. But I'm just saying, and know your landlord tenant laws. My God, I wish somebody told me that when I went to Connecticut. Know whatever state know your exit plan. What's your exit plan?
Mm-hmm.
Know your exit plan, damn it. How can I kick somebody out? How quick?
Yeah. Yep.
That's what you need to know. Because folks can y'all know what I say about real estate investment. If it's blue, it ain't for you, baby. If it's
Mm-hmm.
red, you better go ahead. Okay. 'Cause it's hard in blue states. A lot of times with those landlord tenant laws on your investment side, it's tough. I'm sorry, I would hate to be a landlord right now in New York City with Mandani. That's not a great market for you. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
let you know, baby. I'm going that they about to put another tax on second homes. And if you are buying whole landlord, and that was part of your I was discussing today, somebody that was part of your plan in your retirement. Not everybody that invests in real estate is rich. They were mom and pop landlords that was their plan for their retirement to manage that asset. But if I was you, I went in, if I'm looking as an investment age, sure, as a landlord, ain't going to be in NYC. I know that much. I ain't going to tell you who's going to be in New Jersey. I'm not going to say anywhere in the blue state. I'm going to keep it real with you. Don't do it, baby. You can't get folk out like that. No, I'm just saying, for what I am now, no, them rules ain't your game. Unless you a big corporation and you got the money to really do that, I would not suggest. If you're a small investor, I wouldn't suggest that. And the prices is higher. That entry point is higher. So you got to know your tolerance for everything. And people get into political. I don't give a darn. I'm telling you about the bag. Okay. I'm talking about your yield, how much your yield, how much maintenance, property taxes that go in it. If your taxes is $10,000 a year, that goes into your cost. There's also rules and regulations. So municipalities that you have to get C of O's, fire inspections, they got all types of inspections. So what I'm saying, what's your risk tolerance? You want to know what is your true cost and what is your true profit there, because doing that, you still have to be able to bank money aside for repairs. So that might not be for everybody, but what is your skill set? Like, what is you? Maybe it's the stock market. Some people might want to be in stocks. I hate that. I don't like that game because they do too many games for me. But some people are a champ. Maybe we should bring Ricardo and them on here, Chris.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, that's Chris' game. Chris, that's his
Mm-hmm.
Ricardo. You know what? Let's do it again. Last year.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll have to reach out to them. So if not this next live, maybe the week after, so we could coordinate with everybody, try to figure out
I
the
need to try
schedules.
to get them in our investment guys. Was anybody
Mm-hmm.
here last year when we had that? Oh, that was good.
That was a good one.
They had a little exchange. It was good.
Mm-hmm.
Messy. It was good though, because they're both passionate on how they feel about investment, and depending on what your stance on how you feel. So that's what I'm saying too. Investment, some of you, I see some guys are really into stocks, and they really know just certain things to look for on what is a valuable stock and what they should invest, and they know how to exit. You know, I just really, I just myself, I'm not saying it's bad. I do have a 401k, you know, S&P 500 is where I stick. But in the crypto and all of that, you know, I just do the gold and silver. I keep it simple. You know, that's for me. But like I said, you guys, Diamond can touch on some things and we find some investments. Anybody got any feedback in the comments what they would be interested in their investment?
Well, quickly, if you could touch on just briefly, and then we could probably go more in depth into it in the next live about Quicksilver in particular, because Queen was saying, you know, she was a landlord for 15 years, and she's like, she never wants to do that again. It was 15 years. But she was saying that, and I see that this happens a lot where people are interested in purchasing gold and silver and purchasing gold bars, but they feel like a lack of trust, and they want to know who can they purchase from without having to, like, you know, walk in the door or go face to face. But, you know, who could you actually purchase from that you trust? And I did put Quicksilver in the comments because that's someone that we've been using for years. But if you want to talk about them a little bit.
Well, for me with Quicksilver, the benefit, I used to oh my God, this thing. Sorry. I used to I'm going to turn it off. Thank you. I'll turn it. My light is wonky sometime, but boom. No, okay, we're going to turn it off. I ain't doing it. Quicksilver is good because it has a wealth building it's they have a wealth building program, so you can dictate what you want. So me myself, when I come to and when I think about precious metals, when it comes to silver, I like to deal with currencies. Now some people deal with silver what we call generic or rounds, so it could be beautiful silver coins or collectors, but it's not backed by a government. I like to deal with silver that is government currencies, like the American Silver Eagle. That's the US currency. It's actually real money. It's actually minted money of the United States. Maple leaves is Canada. And then you have the perfect. I try to stick with those. So if you are kind of skeptical, if it's coming from a government, y'all can't play in my face when I give it back to you if something. So that's the way I do it with my silver. Gold is a little more expensive. So there are bars that you can buy where you can buy grams, smaller bars. Also, with me, I do have, as you know, I am not a conspiracy theorist. I just don't completely trust the government, and I don't trust to rely on anybody like that. So I like to buy smaller, changeable amounts of gold and silver just in case the lights go out or something happen and I need to barter. So that's my frame of mind. I have had neighbors that I had, they bought actually gold bars, gold, and there's people that buy whole gold bars. That's how they like to save. But for me, I like amounts that I can move if I need to move it. So with Quicksilver, you can set on how much money. If you got $100, hey, every month, give me, you know, four. Right now, I ain't going to buy four. Back in the day, it would buy four. Not even back in the day, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, you can get 4 silver coins. But now silver has went up. But if you set it for $100 or how much you have, $200 a month, swapping your money out, you can say this much gold and this much silver, and they will send that to you every month. But if you don't, or if you can buy individual coins there, but you can go to any bullion websites. Amax is one of them. Just like Is AMEX. Amex is one. SD Bullion is a site, or where you're going to get the best deals. A lot of times you can go to your local coin shops. So you can go to your coin shop in your area and build a relationship with that coin dealer there. So a lot of times you can get discounts. I just like the wealth builder plan. You can just set it and it just come to you. You don't have to just keep going to these websites and keep buying it. It just goes on automatic. So that's the way I think about it. And with the silver and gold, it's to hedge you from inflation. It's to secure your money, your savings. So when they start printing, you see your asset really go up. It's not that your asset is going up, it's the purchasing power of your dollar going down. So I think spot price for silver might be $90 right now. The last time I checked, it might be, it sometimes fluctuate, but from last time I seen, it was $90 when I was purchasing it 2015, 19. It was like 15, like $11. And now all that silver is sitting on value like at $90 is crazy. But it's not saying, oh, silver done went up. No, it's your dollar going down. That's how much they took away your purchasing power. Go to the Dollar Tree. Go to Dollar Tree and look at, there's nothing in there for $1 anymore. So what that tells you, that's how much they printed away your purchasing power. It ain't things going up. No, it's just the potency of your dollar is going down. That's how they playing in your face. That nothing in Dollar Tree you can find for $1. They got rid of the penny because the penny was worth more. The metal was worth more than the penny itself. So that's why I said leverage your credit, you guys, to figure out how you can make money. They're robbing all of us. They're robbing us, and they're about to plan on doing it again. So
and David Nick said Costco sells gold bars. I didn't know that.
Yes, they do. Yep, they do. They started last year? Yes, so you can go to Costco's. That's another one. They sold out though. They were selling out like crazy if you can catch
That's crazy.
So
Wow.
let me know, Dave, if they got did they get it back? Because I remember they were selling out Costco's. So thanks for that. Yes, Costco's was, but they were selling out. So if you see now precious metals, a lot of it is selling out because investors already know. Those that know, they're putting their money into precious metals to try to secure their wealth. And so you're looking at certain states now, Florida, one of them. I think I played that video or I made a video. They trying to do banks where you could put your gold and silver and they're going to give you a card. So you can go and buy, just the way they trying to get you up off your gold. You ain't going to get me off of that crap. No, you can have that to buy. Oh, if you want to buy a hamburger, why would I buy a hamburger and let y'all hold my gold and silver in the bank? That's why I don't really like ETFs and all of that. I hold my own stuff. Y'all keep all of that. So that's it. But you got to watch out, you guys, because silver is an industrial metal. They're using it for EV batteries and all. So they're going to try to get people up off of this. All right. And what you're seeing right now with that conference, the Strait of Hormuz and all of that, this is economic. Can I say war in here? Yeah, well, I can say it. Warfare. Okay. We're in proxy wars, tied up that strait to put pressure on China. A lot of this is war with China. Don't get it twisted. Okay. It's all about the BRICS. It's a lot more to this, you guys. And it's true. After them sanctions on Russia, a lot of countries stopped using the US dollar. So that, whether we like it or not, us as citizens, if that lose its world currency status that does directly affect us. And that's what's happening. So I'm not saying I'm for it because my pockets is hurting, but it's all just don't. They're about to take Cuba. You see, they just tried to indict Castro brother. I don't know his name, but the CIA asking him. So folks around here just taking stuff at this point. They taking stuff because no, because of them rare earth minerals. So
Yep.
Venezuela not only have oil, rare earth minerals, and Cuba too. There's some stuff there, and Russia was bringing them oil over there. That's why now their oil shortage in Venezuela. So we also had, submarines, Russian submarines off the coast of Cuba. So all my Florida people, that's kind of hot. That's in your backyard. That's kind of so folks got beef. They ain't telling it the way it is. That's all I'm gonna say. They ain't telling it all the way it is. We're actually in the active war, but they just not saying what's really going down. So we got to protect ourselves. All I got to say, y'all, in the next 18 months, I don't want to scare you, but put some canned foods to the side. If you buy, just put an extra can of food. If I'm lying, I'm flying. I'd rather be wrong, but y'all see food is going up, and we see gas is going up with the situation. So it gets into everything, food and everything else. So I'll land it there. I'm not trying to fear monger. I'm just trying to keep it real. You know, do as you do with the information as you may, but please, you guys, start putting some canned food to the side.
Yes. We had another one of our last comments that says, Oklahoma City, I want to start with you ladies, but I want to go back to my maiden name. Should I do that first before starting with you? I appreciate your knowledge and how you're helping us.
If your license is already in your maiden name, yeah, but it's good if you are disputing, ladies, go back to your maiden name. It makes it help because you can detach yourself from those negative items. So that is a strategy I tell people, women, if you can. And now, if you married and you had negative stuff in your maiden name, baby, go to that married name. Go to that married name. So women, you better use that to your advantage. If you detach, go back to your maiden name when all those debts isn't in. But if you got married, go to that married name. And then that other name, try to dispute that off. Your maiden name. So
Thank you for that question. I believe that was the last question that we had for the night. Again, if you guys are looking for personal one-on-ones, please do send us an email at howtoboostyourcredit@gmail.com. I'm going to put that on the screen, and also the link and the information will be in the description box after we end the live. And Mama, is there anything else you would like to close with?
no, thank you everyone from coming up. And somebody said I only buy from Costco's and Sam's Club. I think I'm going, me and my husband was just discussing that. Dave, how is Sam's Club? Can y'all give me a feedback on that? Do y'all prefer Costco's or Sam's Club? I'm scared of Walmart food though. Is Walmart food okay? Because I'm dead serious. After I seen that, you don't remember they had them boxes of vanilla, the guy,
With the rats.
the vanilla, what is that? The vanilla sandwiches and left it outside and they didn't melt like that. I've been afraid of
Mm.
a
I
Walmart
thought you was
brand.
going to say the rats in Houston.
Oh, that was bad too.
Remember the
Yeah, I like Sam's Club.
I
Is
said I
Costco
like Sam's.
more expensive than Sam's? But it's the food. I'm afraid of Walmart sometimes. Says Sam's is good, but
Mm.
they're both for different things. All right, you need
Walmart
to
owns Sam's
get
Club.
on Sam's. That's why I'm scared of Sam's Club. is because the
Mm.
Walmart food, somebody says, oh, it's much better prices. See now, look at that. Mm. Who
Sam's
got better?
Club, you buy in bulk too, right?
Yeah, but
With
they
like
owned by
Costco.
Walmart. I'm figuring and you can get the gas cheap. You know, again, gas is expensive. Tomorrow, I'm about to go and get me a membership somewhere. That Sam's Club paper towels is cheaper. It's at
Mm,
Walmart have more choices, but the best value. See, Anna, see, the choices, and you can get the bulk. I'm about to go
mm.
right now. They said the foods are different. Oh, okay, it's different. Mm. And Dave, is it
See,
both? Having both though, the Sam's and Walmart, are you really saving that much money? Because I'm about to start buying them both. Food too freaking high.
hmm Especially paper towel and toilet paper. I need to start buying those in bulk for
We're gonna
sure.
have to all start a club since y'all showing up here.
Yeah.
We need to pull resources on how we can. Matter of fact, yeah, we need to start pulling some resources. BJ's. I don't think
BJ's.
BJ's in this area though, in Texas. That's up in Jersey. Yeah, BJ's is wholesale. We gonna have to do something. That y'all, this food is crazy. And gas, I just went and got gas. Gas is forever changing.
hmm
Why is why
But
is
those Costco lines be crazy that I see every morning. But it could just be maybe the area I'm in, but they be having lines of
it's
people
not,
waiting to
is
get
it a
gas.
Sam's up there? I know Diamond, it's a Walmart, but I mean,
There's a Sam's, but there's a Costco's right down the street from me. It's a big Costco's right
people
down the
go
street.
to Costco's for gas. Remember,
Uh-huh.
Dad used to do.
Yeah.
Remember Dad used to.
All the way to Costco's. Yes. And I'm like, this don't even make no sense. To Edison.
I wish I would have though, because he was like, y'all better go down
That
here.
ain't make no sense. The amount of money he was paying to get there, he done ate
No, I
up.
think he was
That
saving.
didn't make no
No,
sense.
no, Dad was saving because the gas was cheaper up there at the time, though. He was, but he would drive. He's like, take my car. I bet you won't want to listen today. Somebody
Yeah.
said better prices is at Sam's. I bet you Costco's is more expensive. I bet
Mhm.
you it is.
I think if you have a big family, you go to Costco's. I remember my neighbor, she kept swearing, you need to get a Costco's card. I'm like, girl, it's only me. But she had, it was like
That's
seven
what
of
I'm
them.
thinking. It's for big fan. I had somebody
Yeah.
tell me I'm right where you were, where she is. That's
Yep.
where
And
I'm
she
about
kept saying, you need to
to
get it. I'm like, you got a family of seven. It's really just me. Like, so
go.
that was different
And he
for
said, I got my
$15.
Sam's Club for $15. Dang, I might have to go to Sam's and pray over that food because I think Costco's is $65 right now. No, but
Ooh.
yeah, for a year, for the year,
Oh, for a year, that's not bad.
and then you can get the gas and everything else. It's better
hmm
to have both.
She said, I
I,
have both, and it's just me. Okay. I'm gonna have to
mm,
do that then.
Queen, I might have to.
I'm gonna have to. I feel like I be buying groceries all the time, so maybe I just need to buy it in bulk.
Yeah, because the food is so high.
Yeah, I feel
And
like I'm going there like a couple times a week.
oh, thank you for that tip. Somebody
Oh yeah, military $25 membership.
let me
Oh,
get
that's
my
good. There you
email.
go.
Thank you. There you go. See, you see this what I said, a resource. Oh my God. Where
Mm,
is it with the military benefit membership $25? Oh,
yeah.
we gonna have to share information, y'all, in these tough times.
Smith said Sam's.
Oh, I got to go to Sam. I gotta get
Sam's
both.
look like it's winning.
No, I'm gonna get both. They done convinced me. I'm going to have both. I wish I were wrong. I hardly ever. Okay, I'm about to go over there then.
Mm,
Oh, you said Costco's only take Visa,
credit
credit
cards.
cards, and no Mastercard. See that, is that was Linda? Yeah. All right. Thank you for that. Oh,
Oh, y'all excited about this conversation tonight.
yeah.
No,
You
I love
know, I love
that.
that because no,
I
that's
love that.
somebody down here put me. I'm like, any discount food stores or whatever, and they was told me just like she told you. Yo, you have to go to Costco's. You
Mm-hmm.
got to go to Costco's. Thank you, everyone. Look, this is what a community is about right here.
Uh-huh.
Family size, we could use paper towels. Everything is expensive nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what? We might have to get together. People, we might have to get a community and just try to, what they do, like a co op. And everybody live around each other and start bargaining. These prices is getting high, yo. This is say, and they don't admit. I ain't trying to put nothing on American Express. Thank you, Quincy.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. That's information you need to know. But Sam's take everything, every card. Nah, I thank y'all. Y'all just made my decisions. I'm going to both tomorrow. And they said $15. Man,
Yeah,
y'all
no, $15, you can't beat that. That's a good one.
with the military thing, bulk is better and some yep, you right and say more. Oh my God, giant
Mm-hmm.
oh,
Rolls that stand for $20. That's
$20.
good.
And y'all know the kids is getting out of, oh, I know we all
For
off the credit
school.
topic. No, no, this is a dollar save is a dollar or because kids is out of school. This is a shame how they cut those food stamps. Some people ain't gonna be able to feed their families. Which you talking about kids that be in school for what a couple of hours a day, that lunch really helped with a family budget.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
goodness. Oh wow. So and is Capital One pre-approval auto loan legitimate? Yes, it is a good auto loan. Yes, I use that when I went to get my car too. So yes, Capital One is good. And I found at the time they gave me a larger limit, even than Navy Federal.
Oh, I just realized too, speaking of that, we had a question from Miss Smith that said, Discover offered a no hard inquiry. I did the application and wasn't approved and then was hit with the hard inquiry. Help.
Oh, it offered a no hard and for pre-approval. And if you do the application, if it accepts you, then it's a hard inquiry. With Discover, you can dispute it. So what you do is take those letters and dispute that hard inquiry. Long as you
Mm.
went to their site, you can get that disputed off. So just dispute that you didn't apply for that. So, yes, that's what you can do with that.
Okay, I just wanted to address that question. I realized we hadn't circled back to that.
Well,
Um,
thank you everyone for the feedback. Y'all helped me tonight. Thank you so
yes, thank you, everyone.
yeah, I'm like, y'all, they if we got excited about food. That's
Man,
thank y'all. Y'all was going in on the food. Wait, clap it up for y'all.
yes,
Clap it up for y'all. Thank you for the information. And somebody said, I went home to Connecticut last week and was mad. The gas price, oh my God, it's ridiculous. I was happy to get back to North Carolina and it's high here, but there, wow, really? Really?
I can
Wow.
imagine.
Man. Well, thank you for that. And at least the Sam's and the Costco's will give me an opportunity for gas. So thank you, everyone. We really
Thank you
appreciate it.
guys so much.
All right. Well, everyone, enjoy your night. I see somebody say I'm trying hard on a credit card. I never had credit cards, just small bills like utilities, cell phones, how to upgrade that credit to get above 600 or better. You want to get a credit card. That's been your problem. Hebrew thoughts. That credit card, if you didn't have a credit card, you didn't have that uh, debt to available credit, that's 30% of your credit score. So you were missing a big chunk of your scoring. So you add in a credit card, that would get you over that 600. So you want to get credit cards. So that's going to be your key to get your credit score higher.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.
And we hope you enjoy the rest of your week. God bless.
God bless you all.